Professor in Microbiology and Microbiology team at the Thoothukudi Medical College for giving me this opportunity. So today's my talk on might be antimicrobial resistance be part of the solution. So my parents and my teachers, so Mother Pita would be without them I won't be here. So recently we introduced second edition of our state level guidelines, guidance to antimicrobial therapy. Guidance to antimicrobial therapy recently introduced. So what in our book says in the introduction page. So in addition to therapy guidance, this book emphasizes the critical importance of standard precaution, especially hand hygiene as an essential strategy in preventing the spread of AMR. So, apart from the routine antibiotic choice or spectrum of activity, so you have to choose wisely and always follow standard precautions and especially to the hand hygiene. So, this is also a WHO book, Global Antibiotic Resistance Epidemic, just now released some 4 to 5 days back. So what it says, WHO. So this is the summary of the WHO class book. So what it says, there is increasing antibiotic resistance in gram-negative bacteria. So gram-negative bacteria, there is increasing resistance. Antibiotic resistance is almost disproportionately affect the low and middle income countries. So this is the median antibiotic resistance compared with the previous year. So we are in the Southeast Asian region. Almost 11 countries are there. Only one country doesn't report AMR to the WHO. We are reporting regularly to WHO. Previous year, this year, almost 31% of antibiotic resistance were increased compared with the other regions. So we are the topper in antibiotic resistance according to the WHO compared to the previous year. Then also WHO said every one in three antibiotic UTI culture report says resistant pattern, and 1 in 6 culture report says in breast infection is resistant pattern. 15 cases GET there is resistant pattern. Then 1 in 125 urogenital infections there is resistant pattern not that. So look at the infection types. So all the bloodstream infections, you can see all the gram positives, the methicillin resistant as well as streptococcus pneumoniae penicillin resistance were stable. But look at the gram negative bacteria. So all the third generation cephalosporin resistant is stable. But the imipenem, that is carbapenem resistant, is increasing in bloodstream infection. Same in the gastrointestinal infection, almost all the bugs in the produce gastrointestinal infections. The quinolones resistance almost increasing. In our India, Salmonella is almost 95 to 99% the quinolone resistant. Urinary tract, you can see all the third generation cephalosporin increasing rate is stable, but carbapenem resistant infection is increasing. Urogenitals almost stable. Bloodstream infection again, our Southeast Asia increasing. Gastrointestinal infection increasing. Urinary tract, only these three regions where the resistant rate is increasing, but compared with the other region. But urogenital area, only the worldwide there is no high level of increasing resistance compared with the previous year. So this is the WHO report. Then we move on to some case scenarios. 3 days old infant, refusal of feed, lethargy, poor brain, hypothermia, bulging continent. So we are dealing a case of neonatal meningitis or neonatal septicemia or neonatal sepsis. So we are dealing a case of neonatal sepsis. So which of the following will be the most appropriate as the empirical therapy? Shall we start with cefotaxime but gentamicin as per Nelson says? Shall we start ampicillin, cefotaxime plus vancomycin, our state guideline says? Shall we start verapinum? Shall we start our cefotaxime plus vancomycin? We look at each of the drug and always empirical therapy is based on our previous experiences. So empirical means based on our previous experiences. So what our guidance book says. So always before going to start any antibiotic or any treatment, think all 8 Ds. So first